morning, everybody, and welcome back to Coffee with Craig. I am your host, Craig DeLuz. This is where we talk about all things firearms, firearms related, Second Amendment, you name it. We're talking about it right here on Coffee with Craig. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you to please like and share. That's right, like and share this video feed so that your friends can become our friends and join us in the conversation. Also, please make it a point to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook. That way, once again, you get all the alerts. Every time we go live, you guys can go live with us. You guys, if you've had a chance to actually experience it live and be a part of the conversation, very interesting things go on in the little chat thing during our particular show. So I would encourage you guys to go ahead and do that. Also want to remind you, please go to FPC Gear. That's fpcgear.com. fpcgear.com. We've actually uploaded some new shirts, so go check them out. A lot of you already got the Gadsden flag t-shirt, but we've added a few more since then. So if you haven't gone there in a while to check it out, please go there and check it out. And also know, every t-shirt you buy, the proceeds go to help. They go right back into the fight. So they go right back into the work we do here at the Firearms Policy Coalition. That's fpcgear.com, fpcgear.com. Also, want to remind you, we have a giveaway. Yes. For those of you who do not know, there is a bill in the California State Legislature. It is Assembly Bill 2382 by Assemblyman Gibson, which is the new ghost gun bill. This is a measure that would make it, basically it would require you to go through background check to buy gun parts. It creates a system whereby it's almost going to be like the ammo provision, which, by the way, they still haven't figured out. In any case, we have a very cool giveaway, a kind of a different item. It's a CNC machine. So for those of you who like to build your own firearms or who are interested in building your own firearms and utilizing 80% lowers, well, this is one of the tools that you can use in order to be able to do that. So we're just trying to basically give the finger to Mr. Gibson and Mr. Ghost Gun De Leon and say, hey, why don't you help us? So you help us, we help you, give you a chance to win your own CNC machine so that you can build your own homemade firearms. Because as we all know, ghost guns don't really exist. Who are you going to call? Ghost guns. Not really. Anyway, so all you do, follow the link in the description of this video, and you can go there and you can enter to win the CNC machine. As I say with all of our giveaways, you do not have to donate to enter, but you do have to enter to win. So please follow the link in the description of the video. Go there, drop off a few bucks, make a contribution, and then make sure you guys enter to win this very cool item for those of you who like to build your own firearms. So that's going to be going on for a little while here. So I encourage you guys, please take advantage of that. All right, let's move right along. So many of you may be wondering, why is Craig wearing this bright orange shirt? Well, for those of you who did not know, June 2nd, that would be tomorrow, is National Gun Violence Awareness Day. That's right. This is the day where all of the anti-gun people get together and they say, hey, you should wear orange in order to promote, gun control, or in order to promote taking away people's guns. If you support taking away people's guns, you should wear orange. Well, not long after they started this whole campaign, we here at the Firearms Policy Coalition launched our own little campaign, really kind of stealing the hashtag wearing orange. And we decided to go back and we looked to the predecessors of Everytown for Gun Safety. We looked to mayors against illegal drugs, against illegal guns, or mayors against legal guns. They're not really against any of that, as you'll soon find out. But we looked to them and we said, it's interesting the number of these politicians, these people who are looking to seek to ban guns, how many of them have actually wound up in some sort of legal trouble of their own. So we decided that we were going to steal the hashtag or appropriate. There you go. We decided we were going to appropriate the hashtag wear orange or hashtag wearing orange. and use it to shine the light on anti-gun politicians who wound up in their own little bit of legal trouble. And we've had a number of them over the years. And so today, for Wearing Orange Day or Wear Orange Day 2018, we thought that we would share with you kind of a recap of some of the anti-gun politicians over the last year who are going to be wearing orange this year. We'll start off, and none of them are bigger than Mr. Eric Schneiderman, the anti-gun attorney general of the state of New York. You might remember his name because he was one of the authors, one of the architects of the New York SAFE Act, which was this massive anti-gun piece of legislation that they pushed there in the state of New York. Now, mind you, he and his other two co-conspirators in that development, the other two architects, they had already been convicted and sentenced. They've already been convicted of corruption charges. But Mr. Schneiderman, needless to say, well, not needless to say, but Mr. Schneiderman has been, he's under suspicion. He's had to resign from office due to accusations about him being abusive to a number of women that he was dating. I mean, seriously physically abusive. But needless to say, like any good criminal, his whole goal is to disarm innocent people so that he and his fellow criminals could potentially take advantage of them. But he is probably this year our highest profile new entrant into the Wearing Orange Hall of Fame. Next up, we have actually a pair of congresspeople. You might remember Mr. Anthony Weiner, who is in trouble for sending pictures of his wiener to an underaged individual. He is, once again, he's still dealing with and addressing those charges, as well as Corinne Brown. Corinne Brown was also convicted of, what else? Corruption charges. So the two of them, at least Corinne was sentenced this year, and so she entered prison for this year. And Mr. Weiner, he's still addressing his legal troubles. But those are two very high-profile folks who, in the last year, have entered into the once again Wearing Orange Hall of Fame. Next, we'll move on to Seth Williams. Now, this is an individual, like our first individual, he's a district attorney in the city of Philadelphia. This is a guy who was tasked, like Eric Schneiderman, with enforcing the law as a district attorney. So needless to say, one had to be awfully surprised when he was convicted of bribery. That's right. Mr. Seth Williams of Philadelphia was convicted of bribery. And, needless to say, he'll also be wearing orange this year. Moving right along, we have one of my favorites. This is our good friend, Mr. Adam Kagwin. Now, Adam Kagwin, he's not a politician. He wasn't elected to office. But you might remember him for a number of other reasons. First of all, he was every town for gun safety. He was their point person here in the state of California. He worked for a PR firm, and he's been the person who's been pushing their agenda here in California. Now, also, he was the chief of staff to another individual who has in past years been a member, an entrant into the Wearing Orange Hall of Fame. And that would be none other than Mr. Lee Ligny. You might remember Lee Ligny because he was the first person to propose the ban on semi-automatic, on the just straight-up ban on semi-automatic center-fire rifles, in this case with the bullet button. He was the first person to introduce the bullet button ban here in California. Very anti-gun legislator who also happened to be caught up in an FBI sting trying to arrange for the trafficking of illegal firearms. I know. Hysterical, isn't it? I find it incredibly hysterical. But, so those are the entrants this year in this year's Wearing Orange Hall of Fame. Why this is just so funny to me is, once again, it is the height of hypocrisy for these individuals, because their whole goal, quite frankly, is to create a distraction. In other words, they want to say, we are holier than thou. Therefore, because we are holier than thou, we can do things that you regular people are not allowed to do. So we are going to stand in the way. We are not going to allow you people, we're not going to allow you people to have firearms. We're not going to allow you people to break the law. But we, the selected few, the liberal left-wing politicians, are smarter than you. We are better than you. And therefore, the law does not apply to us. We can do whatever the heck we want. Oh, I almost forgot. Yeah, Mr. Kegwin is, he's accused of his own Me Too behavior too during his time when he was working for Leland Yee. I almost forgot to tell you all that. Anyway, so, but once again, all of that is to say that, today is a tremendous day. And tomorrow and this weekend, all this weekend, we get a chance to celebrate all of the anti-gun, the gun-grabbing, left-wing members of Everytown, Moms Demand Action. We get a chance to, if you guys get a chance, please go on all of their threads and post this video. Post this video. Let them see exactly what it is that they need to be celebrating. Take each of these images. Let them see exactly what wearing orange means. Let's have a good time with this, folks. Let's really have a good time with this and let people know that the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's Coffee with Craig. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I thank you so much for being a part in the fight for our civil rights. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I, by the way, know exactly how I am going to be celebrating National Gun Violence Awareness Day. I hope you guys have as much fun as I plan on having. You guys take care, have fun, stay safe, stay free.
If you like our videos, follow, subscribe, like, and share.